All right, guys, so this is what I was talking about in that earlier video here. So I just wanted to share with you exactly the hard and fast numbers of what's really happening, the statistics. So every month, the board puts out a summary of what's happened in the market the previous month. Now, this is specifically for Lake and Sumter counties. So again, just coming back, talking about how crazy the real estate market is. This is unbelievable to me. So check it out. We left, when Jenny and I left, it was December of 2014. We moved to Sarasota. The average price when I told you was like 170, 175. Well, check it out. It was actually, here are the hard numbers. In November, the average list price was 183, but the average house would sell for $173,000. Okay? Now, look, there were 394 sales that happened in Lake and Sumter counties in that month. The reason that prices were down was because of inventory was high. We all know basic supply and demand, right? As inventory increases, values drop because the demand falls down. So what we look at is the month's inventory. That month's inventory back then was 8.6 months. So what that means is if we added no new properties to the market, it would take 8.6 months to sell everything that was on the market at the time. So fast forward 3 years to what happened last month in the market. October 1st, 2018. There were 653 sales. So we were 394, now we're at 653. So almost twice as many sales, but look at what happened to the prices. Now we're listing properties. That same average house in Lake and Sumter County was being listed for 183, is now being listed for 241. It was used to sell for 173, now it's selling for 233. So the same house 3 years later, is selling for $60,000 more. So here's the crazy thing. Why is that? Because the inventory has gone down. What that means is that there's not as many houses and a lot of buyers, so they're buying houses up quickly. Now, what does that mean for you? Well, what do we see in the market right now? As an agent, we see when a house is priced well, it gets multiple offers, so it sometimes sells at or above what you're asking for. But this is where this gets really crazy to me. This is where this is really, really freaking exciting if you've owned a property for the last 5 years in Lake County. Let's say you bought your house back in 2014 or 2012 or 2013, and you bought it for $150,000, and you've been very diligent and you've paid off your mortgage, and now you're down to, let's say, $100,000 left on your loan. That same house today that you bought at $150,000, you've paid down the principal and your house is appreciated. So it's probably worth about $200,000. Let's just call it $220,000 to be conservative right now. If you were to sell that property, you owe $100,000, sell it for $220,000, that means you would make $120,000 from the sale of your property. Let's just call it after everything, taxes, after you pay off all the estate taxes and all that stuff, you would probably be about $110,000 in your pocket. And here's where this is cool. That money is 100% tax-free. You pay zero taxes on that money. So you can do with it whatever you want. You might say to me, well, Mark, if I sell my house now, I want to buy something bigger. Okay, great. You could buy a bigger house with more space, extra land, garage, whatever. It doesn't matter. You do what you want to do. But Mark, the houses have gone up. Okay, so let's say that the house is going up to $250,000. Well, $250,000, let's say you wanted to buy a house and put 20% down. You got $120,000. That means you put 20% down would be $50,000. Now, after you bought your house, you've got $70,000 to do with whatever you wanted to do. Completely tax-free. But Mark, the interest rates are higher right now. Okay, well, use some of that money that you just got from the sale of your house and buy the interest rate down. You can do that. There's a way to do that with the lender. So you may get the same or better interest rate now. And let's say that took $10,000. Well, now you have $60,000 left to go do with it whatever you wanted to go do. You could pay off a bunch of debt. You could pay off your car payments. You could fund Christmas. Take all your friends and your favorite friend, Mark Donahue, to Hawaii on a Christmas vacation. You should do that. So, and it's completely tax-free. And you have all this money to go do whatever you want to go do with. This is, I'm telling you, this is an unbelievable opportunity here. And the government allows you to do this. And you probably have the equity to do this. And let's just say that I'm half wrong, that your house hasn't appreciated that much, and you can only make $30,000. Guys, I made $30,000 in a whole year as a teacher, and I had to pay taxes on it. So this is an incredible opportunity. Again, what I've learned in the last 3 years is two things. Your house can be your biggest asset that allows you to generate wealth for your family, or it can be your biggest liability that takes away from your wealth. So you get to choose, and the way that that happens is by knowing how to move your money and equity in a property, so that way you can do these kind of things. Imagine if you sold your house and that $60,000, you went and bought 2 or 3 investment properties that paid you $500 a month, and every month now you have $1,500 coming in as passive income. Guys, that's how I'm going to pay for Ethan's college, is through rental properties. It's not hard to do. You probably have the equity, and the only way to know is to have a conversation. I don't care if you list your house or not, but I want you to have the information so that way you can be empowered. I look forward to talking with you soon, man. Just let me know. This is an unbelievable opportunity for you guys. If you know someone that may be interested, please, please, please let me know so we can get this thing going for them.